Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. As you can see, Blue Diaries episode 33. You know, we've got a debut today, man, like Alexis. It's been a second, me and him. We're in a group chat together, but obviously we speak. We haven't spoken in a while because me and Matisse, Alexis, Tobes, Javon, we do a show together, but we're kind of looking to do it in the studio now. So it's been a minute since me and Alexis have actually been on stream together, man. But what are you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm great, brother. Glad to make my debut. Hopefully it's not stinker and hooked. No Bakayoko vibe here, but let's get it done.
Big yourself up, man. Andrew, it's been a minute. What are you saying, man? What's been killing you?
Yeah, but you know, I just it's one of those things, first world issues, isn't it? You know what I mean? You got to get those, got to pay those bills. You know what I mean? So it's all good, but glad to be here. You know what I mean? Talk some Chels, some other things, but yeah. Like and subscribe.
Big up, man. Big up. And Couch, what you say, man? It's been a minute as well. I don't think I've spoken to you about 2 weeks.
Feels that way, man. I mean, life is real out here, man. Trust me. But yeah, you know, smash up the likes. I'm back, and yeah, let's just get it moving.
Make sure, man. We've got some people coming in the house already. You can see Naj is here. Big yourself up. Tower is here as well. Big yourself up, man. But let's get straight into it because obviously I'm sure we all want to watch the football as well after. But listen, like the title says, everyone's back. Chelsea's performances need to improve, right? And for me, this has to happen this week. Against Spurs, bro, we've got everyone back. And we know start of the season when everyone was here, we were playing some brilliant football, bro. You know, winning 5 games in a row, you know, the goals that we were scoring, the way we're building up from the back. Defensively, we weren't looking as bad as what we had been with the likes of Chalobah, you know, the likes of Tosin sometimes here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that confident at the minute in terms of like going into the game because I'm just scared of this team. That's the main thing for me. I'm not scared of Spurs. I'm just scared of this team and what team's actually going to turn up. Because Alexis actually called these guys young delinquents, bro. Right? Are they going to be young delinquents on Thursday, or are they actually going to be, you know, grown men on Thursday, bro? What do you think, bro? How do you think that we're actually going to turn up against Spurs, man?
Bro, I'm so worried. And I'm not worried because I think young delinquents is perfectly put. It's like, is it work from home, Chelsea, where you're going to take it a little bit easy, or is it turn up to work from the office, Chelsea, today? Like, for me, that's the way. If we turn up, we should beat them. Spurs won 5 games away from home all year in the league. 1 draw. 9 losses. Like, 9 losses. This is a team in the bottom half. If you want top 4, and this is the simplest way to put it, right? Winning 5 of our last 9 games, there's no excuses. We should do it. We've got Ipswich at home. And yes, I know we dropped points away, but if you can't beat Ipswich, you don't deserve it. And I think they'll turn up and they'll get the job done. I'm confident.
What do we need to do, though, to get confidence back into this team, Alexis, would you say, man? Because I'll be honest with you, bro. Going to a lot of games recently, it's just been a bit off, bro. Like, even when I was at the Emirates, I know that game we started Reece in midfield. Like, I know, you know, it was Neto up top. It wasn't our strongest 11, but just recently, bro, like going to games, it's been depressing, man. Like, I'm looking at Palmer's body language. I'm looking at the fans, you know, at the bridge. It's been quiet and whatnot. What do we need to do to actually get that confidence back into the team, bro?
What I think we need to do is, A, keep our players fit. I think if we get Jackson up top, Noni on the right or Neto, that competition's healthy. You got Palmer in the 10. All of a sudden, we were seeing a little bit of a chemistry between Palmer and Jackson. Noni and Palmer have a good chemistry among them. I just think it will elevate the team in terms of just being threatened. Then, Caicedo and Enzo don't need to play 90 minutes. You have Lavia. Should be playing 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Reece can move back to that right centre-back or inverted role if Cucurella doesn't. I think our problem has been, right, our first 11 is good. I believe in our first 11 to the point where I think we're a comfortable top 4 side. Not a title-winning side, comfortable top 4, right?
Facts.
The minute you start getting injuries, that's when the issues start happening. You know, Nkunku starts playing too many minutes. Sancho is all of a sudden no longer the 5th or 6th best player on the team. You ask him to do some actual work and he's like, I can't do it today. I might call in sick for annual leave. Next thing you know, Keenan Drewsbury Hall doesn't get trusted to play a minute like he's never played Premier League. Like that's when the issues became evident. So for me,
100%.
it's a blessing in disguise that this international window came and we haven't had Chelsea for 20 days. So
No,
hopefully
100%.
everyone's back and hits the ground running.
Therefore, bro, it feels like a hard reset for me. Obviously, I'm happy that these guys are back. But let's be real, Couch, bro. Before Jackson got injured, before Palmer was away, these guys were on poor form. You know, Jackson, his finishing, we've spoken about it many times. It was so bad in front of goal. Palmer decision making was shocking as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? And his finishing's been poor as well, right? How are you feeling going into this game, Couch, bro? Are you feeling confident going into the Spurs game?
No, there's no reason to be confident going based on our form the last 2-3 months, really. You know, probably even more than that. So yeah, I'm not confident, but I think that what we've failed to focus on is just like the amount of injuries that we've had leading up to this poor run of form. Like I don't want to keep stressing how important the likes of Fofana was to our setup, the likes of Lavia to our setup, like all these guys. Like again, like not even I haven't even really dealt with the attacking areas. Like the attacking areas speak for themselves. And we don't have a depth of squad to cover for the amount of injuries that we had for the length of period that we've had them. So yeah, it's been that. But I mean, you will know within the first 15 minutes what Chelsea you're gonna get. Like there's no they're not hiding that. Like that's the one thing you cannot predict with this team. Within the first 15 minutes, you're gonna know what game you're gonna get. So that's why I don't make any predictions before I see the lineup, before I see that first kick of the ball. Because if they come out sluggish and they're lethargic in their their build up play and whatnot, we know what kind of game we're gonna get. So it's really
that won't happen though, because they're a type of team that will put 3 past you without blinking twice.
Well, yeah, that's just it. And we saw it even the away fixture. Even with the away fixture, they started pretty quick there, and we were able to like hit them on the counter and put 2 past them. But yeah, this is not the game that you want to start slow with. Like if you give them any sort of momentum going forward, we're going to be in problems because, as we said before, we haven't really been in good form scoring goals anyway. So it's important to get off to a good start, and it's important to assert your dominance early, because otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to get the results. But we'll see where it goes.
Exactly, bro. And I'm glad that you mentioned Fofana as well, because this is definitely a key player for us, who hasn't even fucking played 25% of his games, right, since he's been at Chelsea, which is shocking, Couch. What do you think is going to bring back into the team, the likes of Fofana, the likes of Lavia? What is it that we miss when they're not there, bro?
Well, for me, mainly what you get from Fofana is the ability to navigate a high line effectively, like a guy that has the ability to play that high line, provoke the final third, with passes and running ability, and then also be, astute enough to get back and snuff out any danger. That's the main thing. Like we haven't been able to effectively play a high line with the likes of Tosin in there, or whoever else they've been putting in there. Like those guys just don't have the ability to turn and get back and make the plays that are necessary when teams are counterattacking. So that's the first thing with him. With Lavia, again, it's just like that defensive solidity. I think that guy is really just a stable number 6. And not only that, but he's also a guy that can, obviously press resistant, get you on the front foot. One pass, he's breaking lines with one pass. He doesn't have to do it aerially through too. He has the vision and the wherewithal to play through balls on the ground that are pinpoint right on accurate, and doesn't do it a lot, but when he does do it, you notice it. Like he's a guy that you notice when he's in the game, and if he can come back to any sort of form down the stretch here, we're going to be a better team because of it, because 100%. He's the kind of guy that can make a difference on both ends of the pitch. Maybe not scoring goals and whatnot, but in terms of like getting us playing football and putting us in that position where we're in the final third, and we got the likes of Palmer collecting the ball in the half spaces. He's the guy that can do that for you.
100%, bro. And I'm glad that you said about the half space there as well, because one thing that Lavia does, he'll get the ball and his first thought is always to progress it. He'll just punch it into the person, right? And it's kind of telling the person that's receiving the ball to take it first time, to turn. You know what I mean? There's always so much conviction in his passing and communication in his passing, which is really good, man. Like even when he came on against Arsenal, there's one pass that he played to Neto that I don't think a single person played, bro, the whole game before he came on. Just nice, just punched it. You know what I mean?
And the thing too is that I notice about how he plays the ball is like he doesn't leave any decision up to the receiver. He just puts it right into the socket, and they only have one thing left to do. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's either you beat your man or you shoot on goal. So 100%. That's the type of thing that I like. Somebody that can put it right into the socket, and leave no decision for the receiver to make. Just I'm collecting it. I know what I need to do now.
Facts.
I also think it's the build. Our build up changes so much when he's in there because he he does that thing where he receives the ball and someone comes and he turns him and he spins him and he just gets around and all of a sudden there's a gaping hole and their midfield has to collapse.
Yeah.
So there's just little pockets for Palmer to pick up the ball or an Enzo if he's out on the left hand side. When he does that thing, and that just enables us to move the ball up quicker. And our wingers have one-on-one isolations, which I think we've missed so much because when Palmer has to drop, when Enzo have to drop, they're just set. They're waiting for us to come because not one of them does that little spin thing.
100%, bro. The way he picks it up there, he's so press resistant, bro. Like, he attracts a lot of players towards him. And we know Spurs, bro, they like to press man to man, right? So if they're pressing him and he can beat that press, all of a sudden now you've got Enzo and Palmer in advanced positions.
Facts.
Bro, that's going to help us so much. You know what I'm saying? Big up Armin as well. He says this. Lavia's class, if he was fit for whole season, would have had at least 6 more points. I think we'd have more than that, bro. I'll be real. Like, defensively, there's been so many games this season where we've gone up first and then we concede and we fucking drop points because, we just haven't got much physicality in there away from Caicedo, right? We haven't got someone that can help the centre-backs when we know that they're not the greatest defenders. If Fofana's not there and Lavia's not there, you're basically asking Tosin and Colwell to be even better defensively, bro, because they haven't got that protection in front of them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it twisted. Like, I don't think that the players that we brought in as substitutes have been bad. It's just like you can't have that for that longevity of time.
Exactly.
Like, this has been too long to be relying on these role players to come in and give you minutes, right? Like, they should just be coming in and out. Just come in, come out, come in, come out, right? They've been just too regular.
100%. That's exactly what I've been saying as well, bro. Like, that we see these squad players too much. But how about you, Andrew, bro? Would you start Lavia in the game, yeah? Because, like, I'd done a preview earlier with Jem, Jules, and Henry. And, there's a few people in the chat that were saying that, we shouldn't start Lavia. It has to be Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer. There was ways that I was sort of thinking of starting Lavia. What would you do? Would you start him or would you leave him on the bench for this one?
It don't matter because we'll beat Spurs anyway, because we always do. So it doesn't matter.
Don't do that. I'm not trying to hear that right now, man.
No, this is the one. No.
He's gonna piss me off, Andrew.
This is the one fixture every season where there's no doubt in my mind we'll do it. I think they've only got like they've beaten us once at Stamford Bridge in 35 years in all competitions, by the way, in all competitions.
Why can't they make it twice? Because they're
not
not the greatest sport. What Spurs have picked up.
Never a day. Where are we getting this? Where are we getting this?
I was getting into that, bro. In our last 11 games, Tottenham, we've only picked up 3 more points than them, bro. You know what I mean? Man United in our last 11 games, as shit as they are, have picked up 1 more point than us, bro. You know what I mean? That's why, bro.
It doesn't matter. We could be 10th like we were in 15, 16, and they're going for the title, and we still perform well against them. We had a slow start early this season. That's fine, but then we dominate and spank them for the rest of the game. It just happens. There's a couple of teams every team has that they just can't solve the conundrum. That's them with us. They just can't solve it. It just doesn't matter where we are in the league, what we're doing, what competition we're in. They don't take anything from the bridge. They rarely get a draw, let alone a win. You know what I mean? I think it's like 2 draws in 10 years at the bridge that they've got. The last one was under Tuchel. The one before that, I think, was the 15-16 one where we cost them the title. They just don't do well. They just don't do well at us. It's like us going to Newcastle or away to Everton. I just can't explain why we're so bad at Everton. I cannot explain it. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
what would you do with Lavia, though? In this game, what would you do with Lavia?
I think you don't start with him, but if he's good to go and we're in control, you give him like 25, 30 minutes, maybe. If we're like up by a lot and we're controlling things, you know what I mean? Got Brentford at the weekend. Thank you, Premier League, for putting us on a frigging Thursday as well. You know what I mean? Not even like tomorrow. So cheers for that, Premier League.
I'll take every single day. These players are coming from injuries.
Yeah. 25,
if they want to move it to Friday,
minutes.
we'll take that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 25, 30 minutes you give him. But like I said, for me, it's like the performance is secondary. It's results time. You know what I mean? It really is results time. If it's a stinky 1-0 win for us, I couldn't care less. Do you know
No,
what I
but
mean? It's just,
Andrew. I can't lie, bro. For me right now, yeah. Listen, results are important because we're in the final, final push now between now and the end of the season. We need to get Champions League football. We'll speak about more things that the club have sold. They're gonna run out of things to sell, right? In order to get us more profit and whatnot. Yeah. But I'll be honest with you, Andrew. We can't have everyone back and not be seeing good performances, bro. Right? We have to see more good
I
performances.
don't disagree with you. I'm just in my mind, I want everyone to I think everyone should have the result number one and performance number two. If you want to see good performances, no problem. I totally understand that, but I will always look for just me as a person. I always look for the result first, because I've seen us play very well and lose 1-0, and I couldn't care less how we played. Do you know what I mean? Because we've lost. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, and I just think we go into it. We need to beat Spurs. We should beat Spurs. Our record suggests we should beat Spurs, no matter who the Chelsea manager or the players are. We did it. We did it with Poch last season, guys. Do you know what I mean? We did it with Poch twice last season, so we should do it. We should do it. And like you said, we got the players back. I think he has to start Jackson though on Thursday. Whether he lasts the full game, I don't know, but he definitely should start with him because there's no one else. We can't play Neto up there. We're lucky Van der Ven's out as well. Van der Ven's out as well with a hamstring injury. Yeah.
Was it not April Fool's? Was it not April Fool's joke, bruv? Was it actually true?
It was.
I saw it straight away and I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way, bro. You know what I mean? We got AP because this
I saw some of those comments. Oh, yeah, he's out.
No, that one there, it nearly got me, man. But I'm seeing a lot of things today. Like I saw big up Connor as well. Connor, he was saying how Bowley sold his shares or whatever earlier on. People were falling for it. You had Sash CFC as well. Big up Sash, yeah. She was talking about Mudrik's my favorite player. I was like, yeah, today is the April Fool's thing, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? But big up AP. He says Lavia is the only one who can play sitting in a 6. I'll play a 4-3-3 with Palmer on the right and James overlapping. And Alexis, bro, this is what I sort of spoke about earlier today. I said, bro, if we're gonna start Lavia, there's 2 things you can do, right? You can start Caicedo at right back, like what we did away when we played Spurs. And then you have Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer in the midfield, and then you have Madueke right wing or Neto, whatever. Or you have to start a 4-3-3 with Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia in the midfield, and then you play Palmer on the right with an overlapping fullback, which I don't really see Maresca doing. You know what I'm saying? How would you think we should set up, bro? Like, would you actually start Lavia first of all? And if we do, how would you set up?
I'm petrified of starting Lavia because I always see this tweet someone puts out on my timeline, and they're like, he's a part-time footballer. He gives you 2 games a month. He's like Roman Reigns. He only shows up to 2 shows a month, and you say thank you. And it's so true. Like,
yeah.
So for me, I don't want to risk like him in a high-intensity game, and then we lose him for the whole running. I'd rather go with Enzo.
Has he not been here long enough though, man? Like, how long can we keep like, we can't use him, you know what I mean?
I'd rather have 20 minutes of him or 30 minutes.
Did he play did he play before the break?
Bro, he came on against Arsenal the last few minutes, bro. He's been training as well.
Are we
gonna manage his minutes still?
Are we sorry? Are we forgetting that this Maresca has used Reece James in midfield the last few games? Are we just brushing that?
I think that's out of necessity, no? That's out of necessity, right?
I don't know. I'm just saying, is it? Because he played for Fana at right back for one of those games. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
He also said that he prefers Reece in the midfield. Like that's where he sees him.
Just saying, it's like
there's a lot of shit.
He does say a lot of shit. That's for sure.
I'm just saying we can't rule out that he's going to start Reece James in midfield on Thursday.
He
came from, well, why not? He's done it the past few games. Why wouldn't he?
Because Lavia's back now, bro. When Lavia's there, I'm sorry.
I'm saying starting. Well, I'm not thinking Lavia's going to start. My feeling is Lavia's not going to start. I'm just talking about Reece James starting in midfield.
I also think Fofana's now fit enough where you can have him in the 2 centre-back positions, and Reece can be the right centre-back. Plus, I think, during the international
Fofana in the middle, though? Fofana in the middle, though?
But the thing is, that's going to have to happen eventually. Like, otherwise, what do you do? Like, otherwise, then Reece doesn't play, right?
The option is you play Colwell in the middle, and then you keep Cucurella. You keep Cucurella in the back 3, right?
But then Reece goes in the midfield.
Well, yeah, that's where he wants him to play. You know, like
Yeah,
there's no.
like
I just don't think there's a
I'll
lineup.
take that with a
where you
pinch
can
of salt. I'll take that
Caicedo.
with a pinch of salt, man.
I don't see a
Honestly.
lineup where you're gonna have Caicedo, Lavia, and and Reece James playing together. I don't know how that's gonna fit.
no,
don't see
unless
it yet.
Reece is the fullback. You know,
And
like a natural fullback, and you
remember
have
against
Palmer on the
Spurs.
wing.
Against Spurs, while Caicedo started at right back, he didn't play well at right back against Spurs for that opening 20 odd minutes. And then Lavia was taken off at half time, and Caicedo played in the middle, and we played better. So that was it as well. I'm just saying.
I think that had a lot to do. Wasn't that the same game that Badia Shill played on the right?
Yeah,
he started on the right, and then he switched into the
awful.
left. Second half,
Yeah,
he switched into the left, and it was much better. Yeah, the balance was much better with him on the left. Yeah, he made those. That was when Maresco used to make the changes like that. That was the first half of the season, but he's
exactly. Let me even bring up the lineup. Let's visualize this. Let's visualize this. Yeah, let's pick what team we'll go with. Right. So what we say, 4-2-3-1, or should I put the shape that we normally have on the ball?
I think on the ball makes the most sense.
On the ball, yeah.
I agree. We're gonna have a lot of the ball.
Hold on. So we normally play. No, it's not that. It's 3.
Remember with their high line as well.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close what you have there.
That is actually kind of close. Yeah. Weirdly enough.
We don't really. There's one here. Well, let me find it. I normally use. Where is it? No, it's not this one. Go on. Keep going. Keep going. I'll find it here. This is it.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we normally have someone inverted. And then we've got a back three like this. We're building a three, innit?
Correct.
And the issue is, right, what we would want to do and what Maresca is going to do is so different. And I hate when I have that kind of feeling with a manager. Because my goalkeeper would be Jurgensen.
Yep.
And I think you guys would agree with me, right?
The couch wouldn't agree.
No, I'm not saying I would agree or disagree. I don't think that you're like, it's like mid versus mid. Like, I don't want to have a mid off. Man. Like, they're both shit to me.
How can you overly judge Jorgensen though? You've barely seen him, bro. You've barely seen him.
And the times that I've seen him, he's made errors as well. Like, I've barely seen him, and he's made crucial errors. That's very dangerous. Very dangerous. If he had the same runway as some of these other keepers, who knows what would be going on?
Outside of the error against Aston Villa, which one are you? What other one are you? Right. This isn't even me like calling you out. I actually genuinely am interested because you might be right as well.
Brighton. Yeah, he should have saved that Matoma shot, bro. His positioning was shocking, bro.
Yeah, that one was bad as well. You're right.
I mean, it's just because like I feel like we have more evidence of Sanchez being poor because he's played for the last 2 seasons. In the short sample size that I've seen from Jorgensen, I've seen like crocodile arms where he could have stretched out and made saves. I've seen passes that have like gone wayward that were unpunished, but still wayward passes. I've seen poor distribution out of the back. I mean, there's one time where we were going long, which probably was down to the manager. His completion percentage with going aerially long was like maybe 1 for 15 or something like that. It's just not good enough for me. And like, as much as like I say the same about Sanchez, you know, I'm just gonna go with what the manager trusts at this point in time because from what I've seen from Jorgensen, hasn't been good enough either. So it's whoever the manager trusts at this point in time.
I'm convinced.
We've got uniqueness to this as well. He says, Jorgensen hasn't made that much errors. That's due to not having enough game time. Says Jorgensen's performances. We've got someone else says, JJ says, yeah, how do you expect him to be good when he's being switched every other game? What do you think of that, Couch?
What do you mean being switched every other game? He started some games and he didn't win the shirt. Put it this way. The way I see it, I don't think that am I lagging here? Sorry.
Yeah,
your camera's frozen, but that's it.
Yeah, your camera's frozen.
Hold on a second. Let me just switch that off. Carry on. Let me just fix it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Go on.
I disagree.
Listen, I'm not overly sure about Jorgensen. I think he's a number 2 overall. Don't get me started on Sanchez because I've got to wake up early tomorrow morning and I can, you know what I mean? When I see he's one of the leading players, not goalkeepers, one of the leading players leading to mistakes to goals this season, I rip my hair out. Do you know what I mean? Like he shaved his off. But for me, it's like a scene from The Dark Knight when Harvey Dent's flipping a coin to decide what to do. Do you know what I mean? It's with it's like these. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I think we start with either of them. I think we start with like 10 men with either.
Exactly.
I don't think either of them. I think Sanchez. I think Sanchez affects the side more in a negative way than Jorgensen does, but I think Maresca's going to ride out with Sanchez at least to the end of the season, in my opinion. So it doesn't really matter.
Let's put
For me, Jorgensen. Yeah, we can put him in, but I just feel like Jorgensen's a better shot stopper, in my opinion. I think we've seen
I don't know
it.
about that. I don't know about that. A better shot stopper?
I think because go and watch
I think he makes better decisions on the ball for sure.
Oh
And
no,
he's
without
probably-
doubt. That for me alone is why I would play him.
I think
Like-
Sanchez is actually a pretty good shot stopper. That's probably one of the reasons why he's still on the team. Like he's quite good.
It's actually all right. I'll be real. It's actually more often than not, it's quite good. I'll be honest.
The issue with me with him is I don't trust him when we're in possession more than when we're out of possession, and I feel that the defenders they overcomplicate what they do on the ball. So it's like a ripple effect, you know. You've got a loose cannon, so all of a sudden other people know he's a loose cannon, so they're acting a little bit different because they don't want to put him in a position where he has to make decisions. I personally would just ride it out with Jorgensen, but like you said, we're not talking about Mike Maignan and Robert Sanchez here. You know what I mean? There's no clear definitive. I actually think if we're not going to sign a new player, just bring in what's his name, Petrovic next year.
One thing
it's a mid-off, man.
One thing that I do know though is that next season, bro, we can't be going into next season with Sanchez being our number one. Like he can't be here. He cannot be here, bro. This guy's cost us way too many games. I'm fair in it. Like there was a point in the season where he was actually, playing quite well. He was saving us in a lot of games. Remember the game we played against Forest, bro? Him and Chels were going back to back, back and forth as to who wants to get man of the match because they were both fantastic. There was one header that he just saved. Yeah, it was mad. So he has won us this season, like Bournemouth. I remember he saved the penalty. You know what I mean? So he's been good in certain games, but it's just he's a bozo. That's all it is. Like, if he had a brain, he would be a lot better than what he is.
Like if you play Football Manager, and like the keeper is like the eccentricity thing. Like his eccentricity is like 30. Like he's just unpredictable and wild. That's why you can't depend. If he brings that down to like maybe a 12 or something like that, you might have a decent keeper. But he's just way too erratic to be a number one keeper for a club that's aspiring to be in the top 4 and better. So yeah, for me it's a mid-off. But even with that said, I feel like the decision to rotate the keepers or switch it over, I felt like Sanchez lost the job more than I thought that Jorgensen won the job. And then when he came in, I don't feel like he didn't keep the job is what I'm saying. He didn't keep it. He didn't do well enough to keep the job. So for me, it's just a mid-off. I don't really care anymore about the goalkeeper. We have to bring in a new one anyways.
Would you bring in a new one?
Would you survive?
I'd bring in a new one. Are you kidding me?
Would you not want to give Petrovic a chance?
Yeah. Is he a number one? You guys feel he's a number one in this league?
Bro,
I agree with you 100%. If it was up to me, you go get you call Mendes up and say, listen, you're doing us favors, get Diego Costa. 40 million, 50 million, whatever it costs.
What is with you lot and Diego Costa, bro? What do you like about this guy, Alexis, bro? Honestly, this is the name I hear.
He's a great goalkeeper, man. He's a great keeper. I know he's a good shot stopper. He's good, comfortable on the ball to the point where it's like having an Edison. He retrieves crosses well. He's a leader because he's been a captain for how long? He's always vocal. Like, he's one of those players where if he comes in, I think he elevates us. Like, it's us sorted for the next. You're paying for quality. You're not paying for potential. And I think that's the mistake we've been making, where we're paying for so much potential that the potential doesn't have the platform to build to be. Like, look at Petrovic. I don't think Petrovic is the same player he was 9 months ago when he went on loan. Yeah? All of a sudden, he's got great metrics with his feet. Why? Because he's gone to an environment where he can play. He knows he's the number one. He doesn't have someone breathing on his neck. And all of a sudden, now we've got a £25 million, £30 million asset that you could sell on and reinvest into a proven player, or you have to give Petrovic the jersey for the whole year. It can't be one of those things where you're oh, one day Jurgensen, one day Sanchez, one day Petrovic. It's not healthy for anyone.
What's the guy's name from Toulouse? What Chandelier, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Chandelier.
That's disrespectful, man.
Okay, that's Chandelier. Hey, you're taking the piss. That's another name I keep hearing now. Flavor them
Yeah,
up.
the
That's
one
the
from
new
Toulouse.
name.
I can't remember his name, but I've watched him a couple of times. He's very impressive. Otherwise, you know what? And we should have done it in the summer, because when I heard we were going for a goalkeeper in Spain, and the Spain team began with V, I thought Marmashishvili, and for 35 million, he's not going to accept. And Alisson's not leaving. He's not going to accept being on loan or being number 2 to Alisson. I'd go in there and see what they want. See what they want for him. Do you know what I mean?
Andrew, Marmashvili is not good, bro. As a Georgian, I'm telling you now, great save, shot stopper.
Yeah.
The minute you give him the ball under Maresca's system, hey, we are gonna be.
I
Sanchez
just
is
boo
better
it,
on
man.
the ball.
I hate this. I hate this passing out from the back, man. I just, you know what I mean. Especially, it just boot it. I'm so sick of this. This thing, you know. It's just. I'm just so. I'd rather like shot stopping doesn't really appeal to me. A goalkeeper's, like you say, it's decision making more than shot stopping, because shot stopping to goalkeepers for me is just like someone breathing. It should be that simple. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those
with everyone, bro. It's not always that simple for everyone. I'm telling you.
No, no. I mean, but there's a few out there. Ben Bulker's out there, I suppose. He's got quite, stuff like that. That'd be a good choice. Hey, we had one at Strasbourg. Because you said him. We already seen him in Premier League. Chels. That's the ironic thing. We had him at Strasbourg.
Yep, we did.
That's we let him go on a free.
No, 7 million. 7 million.
Oh, was it 7 million? So but we still let him.
That's good money for
Strasbourg.
You see, big up LFC Monster as well. It says, and you've been a wise scout for him, Don. You was linked a lot last summer with him. LOL. Bro, I've watched this guy live, Champions League. Again, I have watched a few of his games on Wise Scout as well. But for me, I've got a preference, bro, man. This is why I don't really fuck with Raya like that either, because I like tall goalkeepers. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that Raya's not a good goalkeeper. I think he's good. I think he's improved Arsenal. But my preference is a goalkeeper that is towering in that box, yeah, where you just look at them and you're like, yo, fucking hell, this guy's a unit. That's what I've always grown up on, bro. Grown up on Chels.
Penders is like 7'5", isn't he, or something like that? The Belgian kid or something.
I don't want him anywhere near Chelsea. I don't want him anywhere. I need him to go and play, bro. I do not need him anywhere near Chelsea Football Club for the next 2 years.
He needs to do a Courtois. That's what he needs to do. He needs to do a Courtois.
Andreas Christensen. I don't want to hear your name. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to know what color hair you have, what kind of trim you have. Go away.
Here's the thing. This will light some of this fan base on fire. Get Courtois back. That's it. Just sign Courtois back. That will light up some of this fan base.
And you see, and that's what I'm saying. The market right now for goalkeepers, bro. It's not like before where there was like Oblak in his prime and this guy in his prime, and it's a bit meaty, innit? Like right now, you have to do your scouting. You have to make sure that you're bringing someone in that actually knows what they're doing, bro. Like when I'm looking at the league, even that Verbruggen guy, he makes a lot of mistakes, bro, that lead to goals directly. He had one against us. I don't want to go back to Brighton for goalkeeper, right? You've got Chels, who I think is a good shot stopper, to be fair. You've also got what's my man's name? The guy that plays for Leicester. He actually started the season off quite well, right? I don't know how he's been recently.
Yeah, his goalkeeper. Yeah, the player we should have probably bought from Leicester instead of Dewsbury Hall. Yeah,
100%, bro. He was quite
and
good.
We're still linked with that. We're still linked with Cobble, aren't we? We're always linked with Cobble every few weeks from Dortmund. You know,
don't like him.
Yeah,
don't like him.
I know Chelsea have said they might not be they won't be getting a goalkeeper in that unless
because they've got 85 of them, Don. They've got 85 goalkeepers on the books. You know what I mean? What are we doing here?
Take that with a pinch of salt, man. I remember they said they're going to keep Kepa, and then during preseason the guy gets dumped. They said they're not going to bring in a new goalkeeper. They're bringing Jorgensen. Bro, these guys know.
Keep in mind a lot of these deals, like if the player's not going to play, the agent's going to be active trying to find moves for their players too, right? So that's what I think is going to end up happening if these guys don't end up playing. This guy's face, that is killing me.
He gave Hasbulla a taper, you know. Hey, that's funny. That's funny, but man said Flecken over Ruben. Hey, listen, you see Flecken, bro? I don't want him. I watched this guy live in person. Yeah, what was it? Last season when we played Brentford away, right? He's not a bad shot stopper, but on the ball, bro, that guy on the ball, you don't want him near Chelsea. You're gonna see him just panicking, kicking the ball out. Nah, not for me. Flecken, not for me, bro. But Bruggen
you
again.
gotta say Van Bruggen.
Really
I'm not sorry. I'm not sold on Van Bruggen, man. I'm not sold on. Can we keep away from Brighton, like you said? I'm giving. You know what? We've paid for generations of that club for the last 2 or 3 years. What we paid for them. Do you know what I mean? We paid for them to they're set for life. That club, the money we've given them. You know
so
what I mean?
true, man.
And this is my point,
So
people.
true.
The fact that we're saying names
Generational
like Harminson. Go on, Alexis.
I just said they have generational wealth. Didn't they build a training ground based on off the Caicedo money?
and still make huge profit. They still reported huge profit. Yeah.
To be fair, Caicedo was worth every penny. So let's respect.
It's not that. It's this. It's by the likes of Sanchez. It's by paying for all their staff and this Ben Roberts who's like a bloody dictatorship when it comes to goalkeepers and being in charge of them. I don't want this.
It is Colwell done. It's definitely Colwell.
Yeah.
Bro, this is what look, if we're doing this, if we're gonna invert someone into the midfield, yeah.
I don't think you're gonna put Fofana in the middle, man. I really don't think you're gonna do that.
So let's go through it then, right? Before we actually go through it, this is what I'm saying, people. Listen to the names we're saying: Verbruggen, Harminson, Flecken. You know what I'm saying? So when people are like, go get yourself a top goalkeeper, I'm like, bro, like, come to me with the names then. These are the names they bring. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not as easy as what people think.
Our goalkeepers done. We've never bought a top goalkeeper. We've turned them into top goalkeepers.
Exactly.
We've never Courtois. He was probably the most high profile because he had 3 years of Athletic Madrid. So everyone knew how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Cech, no one knew how good he was. Carlo Cudicini, no one knew how good he was. Ed De Hoy, no one how good he was. Do you know what I mean? And then then it stopped at Kepa and onwards. Mendy for that year and a bit, no one knew how good he was. Do you know what I mean? Man was on the streets the year before and crying for us. Do you know what I mean? This is what he was. But we have so all this. It's like when I hear, oh, you guys need a world-class centre-back. We've never signed a world-class centre-back. Even under Roman, we never signed a world-class centre-back. We turned them into world-class centre-backs. Yeah. We rarely, Chelsea in the last 25 years, rarely sign a world-class player. We turn them into world-class players. That's what happens.
That's what teams like Liverpool do, bro. Big up LFC Monster. I'm sure you're aware of that, bro. That's something that they've been doing over the years. They turn guys world-class. If you go look at Man City, bro, most of these players that Pep brings in, they're not world-class when they come. When they leave, they're fucking world class. Czech
was not world class. He was highly rated, but it wasn't like, whoa, we've just signed the world's best goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? No. And Silva, Silva was a free transfer. He was good. He's good, but his best days were behind him. Do you know what I mean? We got him on the sunset trip. You know what I mean?
You're still world class. You're still world class.
No, but what I'm saying is we don't sign. We haven't signed like a world class. We don't go out and sign like a Van Dijk for 75 million or something as a probably the closest. Probably Carvalho. Probably was the closest one. But you know what I mean. That was it.
I mean, as you were talking, bro, I was kind of just filling this in. Obviously, if we need to change things, we'll change things, right?
I think so far you're spot on.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Exactly what we're going to go with.
I think you're right.
The winning options is where I'm a little bit. I don't know.
Neto's.
I'm not sure about Jackson starting just because he's just come back from injury, but for the most part, that's looking right to me. Not sure about Jackson.
I think Noni and Neto most probably.
What, Madueke right wing and then Neto left wing?
Yeah.
I think Jackson will start, Couch, honestly, bro. He's so keen what Maresca wants to do, bro. And he's been training. He's back.
He could.
Wait, what's scaring me is these lot breaking down. Because they are. I hope they played a lot of friendlies with those under 21s, you know, and I hope they won something we just didn't hear about. For fitness, get the results, like fitness-wise.
I think I recall, didn't Jackson get injured during preseason or just before preseason and barely played any preseason? Like he might have played a bit against Inter Milan, and then we threw him in from like the beginning.
Yeah.
It might be one of those. Do you know what I mean? It's like I said, you start. I think like I said earlier. I think the one you start, Lavia or Jackson, you start Jackson first, because you haven't got any other options. Do you know what I mean? Right. Unless you're gonna do the Neto false 9 thing.
The thing is, I don't mind Neto false 9. When, like, say for example, we're winning 60 minutes.
Yeah.
High line, Neto false 9. It'll cause chaos. You just got to play those balls in between, like the defenders and the fullback, and he'll cause chaos on the break. But the problem is, it's just I don't trust our other wing options. I don't trust Sancho as much as I can throw him. Like, it's not that he's a bad player. He just does nothing.
I
You see
mean,
what it is,
we don't. I don't think we
Yeah.
have one standout winger right now. One that is actually just won the shirt week in, week out. Like, there's not one really when you think about it. Like, Madueke's been on hot and cold. Neto's been more cold than hot. Sancho more cold than hot. And I can't even remember the other names. And Mudryk is, he's performing with enhancement drugs.
And that's why it hurts, Couch, that we couldn't get Olise, bro. It fucking hurts.
Yeah, I've been talking about. Don't talk to me about Elise when I've been saying for Elise for 3 years now. So it's okay.
Nah, man, that guy's fucking quality, bro. Honestly.
Couch, when you put it like that, I kind of understand why the club wants a left winger. Like, because Esteva was coming in, and it's like, all right, cool, but no. So one of Noni or Neto will leave, right? Or unless Neto becomes a left winger, but I don't trust him to play on the left wing consistently and produce.
No, but and again, this may just come down to the injuries too, though. Like, we're not looking at. I don't think that you need these guys to come in and play the left wing like for the amount of time that we've given them. You know what I mean? You just want them to come in and give you a pinch. You can give us a couple minutes here and there. Like, I think that's the problem. We've had so many injuries that we haven't really been able to use our preferred lineup enough to the effect that we wanted to. And like, a lot of these players have been exposed with more minutes. They're not that high level quality. They're more squad player types. And that's just kind of where we are right now. But yeah, I still think at the left wing in particular, we're still looking for somebody to be, because that's a position, that number 7 position, that's like a position where some of the greatest players in the game have held down that position. And we just don't have anybody there that resembles a top player right now.
We'll move on to left wingers in a second, right? Let's finish up on the lineup, because that's an interesting conversation. We're linked to Gittins at Dortmund right now. I really like him. I like him more than I like Tel, more than I like Garnacho. I don't really like Garnacho like that, but I think Gittins is someone that I've actually got time for. I'll be so honest with you, yeah. But this is the only thing that I don't really like, bro. I don't really like this dynamic here, man. I would prefer Cuckoo to be inverting into the midfield, because you see this guy, bro. He goes here, he goes there, he goes everywhere, bro. Do you know what I mean? Right? And there's been many games where I've seen Fofana sort of play more centrally, and then Cole was the one that's playing more on that side, and then you've got Reece that play more on the right as right centre back, basically. Because for me,
you've seen Fofana in the middle with Reece on the right.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
bro. I've seen it.
What game was that?
Earlier this season against, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like
I don't know.
There were a few games in the beginning of the season.
I mean, if you guys, because the reason why I like to see somebody, and that's why Tosin comes in every now and then, you need your most secure passer in the middle. That's kind of why I always like to see Colwell there. I don't know if like Fofana is a secure enough passer of the ball as much as he is a shuttler on the ball. That's kind of where I'm seeing it. But I mean, if you guys have seen it, where Reece is on the right and
it's not
Fofana's in the middle.
It's not been great.
I've definitely seen Colwell play at left centre back, right? Whereas where
you have
play more centrally. He might not have been with Reece on the right, but I've definitely seen that dynamic before. Because I'm even looking at it thinking, yo, Colwell's in the wide spaces. Like, how's he gonna get on? But for me personally, we have to get Cucurella in here, bro. We have to get him in here, bro. I think with Reece, listen, he's okay when he gets on the ball in this position, but he thinks on his feet way too much. Like when he's playing in midfield, like you can tell he's not a midfielder like that. You know what I'm trying to say? But if we play like this, bro, it'll give us a little bit more physicality. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, for me, I'd prefer Cucurella to go in there, right? But let's move on anyway. Big up Naj as well. It says it's his birthday today. Big yourself up, my G. Everyone in the chat, let him know.
He posted
they better get you those 3 points, man.
He posted that after we talked about April Fool's Day, so I'm very skeptical about it.
Fair.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah. I saw when that message came in. He posted it while we were discussing April Fool's.
You cheeky bugger.
I'm just saying I'm skeptical. That's all.
Okay. Let us know if it's actually your birthday, Naj, man. Let us know if it's actually your birthday, because people are saying happy birthday and whatnot. You know what I mean? I see Naj in here every single week. Is here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So big yourself up if it actually is, man. It's today. Yeah, he says it's today, bro. It's his birthday. Big up, man. Big up yourself, bro. Happy birthday, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, left wing options, people. Again, it's a bit like goalkeepers, bro. Like there's no one really for me that really stands out. Away from KK, away from Rodrigo. You're not looking at Semenyo's, you're looking at Gittins, you're looking at Tel, you're looking at, Matoma. Like, there's no one really right now, man, in the market that I'm like, yo, we need to go and grab this guy. Like, my dream, KK is gone PSG, and Rodrigo, I don't think he's going to leave Real Madrid. I'll be so real. You know what I'm saying? So what do we do about that situation, man? Who would you want to bring in, Andrew, on that side?
Bradley Barcola.
You think it's realistic?
No.
Maybe not, but we should try. They've just signed Kvaratskhelia, who plays on that side. You know what I mean? A lot. Do you know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question?
I think it's an option.
Yo,
Jimmy.
You're there.
I don't know. I like Semenyo a lot. Don't bring me Rafael Leao. Just don't bring me Rafael Leao, please. I don't see the hype. I really don't. I don't. Like you say, Rodrigo would be great, but I don't think they're going to sell him at this moment in time. It'd have to be a ridiculous offer to get him out of Madrid anyway. But like you said, my first option, which I'm very pissed because we go spend like 75 million because he's the perfect player for this project. So that everyone goes was Kvaratskhelia. He was the perfect player for the perfect archetype player for this project. He is in the age range, so to speak, the player ready to go. Look, the fact we didn't even try, which really pisses me off. And then we go sign some bloody. Then we're doing future transfers 2026 in Quindra. Do you know what I mean? It just makes But like you said, I don't like. Before he signed a new deal, Anthony Gordon. I would have gone for Anthony Gordon.
Yep, I was
one of the ones who remember that summer where Anthony Gordon. I was one of the ones to say pay it because I saw him at Everton. I thought he was very good at Everton. But now
I wasn't on that. I wasn't on that.
He's even better. He's even better. But he's even better now. But he's signing new deals. It's going to take a lot to get him out. But like I said, it's very. The market is very. But that's the thing, isn't it? We don't know because we're not scouts or anything like that. That's up to them to. That's their job. They should be pulling people out. If we got people from Brighton, why aren't they spotting a Matoma type player?
Andrew, the problem is they might be. Andrew, I think they are.
True. Yeah, we don't know. I'm just going.
Let Alexis answer this. I know what you're going to say.
For me, you don't get like at Brighton. They can make all their mistakes. Matoma's been like good for 5-10 games this year.
You're right.
The other 20, she's been non-existent. No one cares.
You're right.
The minute we have a player that comes in, he plays 2 or 3 bad games. You've got Pies having a go at him. You've got John Minerals having a go at him. The stadium's groaning every time we misplace a pass. Like,
you're right.
This is why you said Barcola. Barcola looks good in Ligue 1. I would love to see him consistently in the Prem. And the expectation is we need minimum.
It's huge. Yeah.
And that's why when you said Quiche, I was like, Kvaratskhelia is you have to bring him. Like, this is the top.
Yeah, he's the perfect archetype player. If you were describing this project and Kvaratskhelia for the price is he will never, if he goes on to do what he wants, he will never be as cheap as 65 million until he's 35 years old. Do you know what I mean? He will never be as cheap as that in my life. The fact that we all remember the famous line that comes up, Chelsea are looking at opportunities. It was right there. The opportunity was right there. You didn't even
let me tell you this, Andrew, look at some of these players, right? So you've got KK gone. You've got Luis Diaz. You've got Vinicius. Again, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen. Yeah, I've said Matoma already. You've got Coleman. That guy is just finished.
No.
You know what I mean? Jack Grealish. Let me just say names. You don't say yes or no. I'm going to say names. Yes or no. All together, yeah? Jack Grealish.
No.
Doku.
No.
Son.
No.
Trossard.
No.
Savinho.
Savinho would be the type of player this club would have gone for under this thing.
How about Nabry?
But the problem is we're getting our own Savinho. We're getting our own Savinho this summer, and we've seen with Savinho entering the league, he started off well, but he was overplayed too much, and he floundered during the middle of the season, and even now he's not doing anything. So he's been overplayed.
He's poor in front of goal. He is shocking in front of goal. In fact, bro, he gets so many chances. Yeah, he just misses.
But he's been overplayed,
point-
John. Now he's not even doing it. I can't remember last time. Is he injured?
No, he's playing.
No,
I can't remember.
He's just doing
I cannot
nothing.
even remember people talking about him for the last couple of months. Do you know what I mean? It was
We've got
because he had a
Esteban. I
good
think
game against.
Esteban's better than him, bro. I think Esteban's better than him. I'll be so real. I think he's
Well,
actually
but the
better.
thing
Man.
is, Don, we have to learn from how City and Pep are treated Savinho. They overplayed him. They didn't introduce him gradually like they should have done. And I think we have to be wary of that. Esteban may start off well, but he might flounder. Do you know what I mean? We have to really protect this guy. That's why I wanted him to come in a situation where not everything has to be put the pressure on him. Do you know what I mean? From the start, because I wanted our guys to be playing well and go, well, kid, new continent. You just get your bearings,
100%.
get your foot in. We'll give you the minutes here and there. Do you know what I mean? But now it's looking like, unfortunately, it's looking like the opposite. With this summer, people are going to look at him.
I don't think they're gonna thrust him into the lineup. I really don't.
But I don't. I don't. That's what I mean. I don't
really
want that. But the problem is, I fear that the expectation of this kid is going to be so great. He's just not, like Alexis said, with like we do, like Matoma can do something at. If Esteban's at Brighton, all we'd be hearing would be good news about him. We wouldn't be hearing anything about his bad performances or anything like that. Here,
no doubt.
It's like a magnifying glass to an ant. Do you know what I mean? That's the pressure.
But I don't think that if they manage him correctly, I don't think he's going to succumb to that sort of pressure. I think that he's going to be
that's fine. I just
ushered in a little bit slower because we still have players that we still will be depending on in those positions. You know, he just comes in and that right wing is his. You know, I mean,
no, but what you would have been, the dream would have been that right hand side. The ultimate dream would have been Elise on the right. Esteban comes in. Elise is there. Elise is there. Esteban has no pressure. He can learn from Elise. Whatever Well, Don's gone. But he's in there pretty played up, and now we're like,
I'm trying to stay in the square, man. I'm trying to stay in the
square. What I mean is that would have been the ultimate. Where it's like he's got Madueke, who might be sold, Neto, who might be sold, Sancho, even if we sign him, he might be sold. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
boys, but you know what I think? Do you know what I think in an ideal world could happen? And honestly, it would be a good thing. Next season, like for the last 9 games, Noni plays. Noni has a good end to the season. Next year, Noni starts as the starter, and there's a consistent battle between those two, where Noni's the main guy, but Esteban's getting, 12, 15 starts in the league. He'll get the cup runs. And then all of a sudden, he's acclimatized to the league. And then the year after, if he's the golden boy that we think he's going to be, he'll hit the ground running, and be the consistent starter.
It's funny. We keep talking about getting rid of all these players before they even really hit their natural progression. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Noni right now, he's still so fucking young. Like, let's not only that. He makes poor decisions. I'm not going to lie. He makes poor decisions, but those are youthful decisions as well, right? Yeah. And, we're going to sell these guys off and then bring in somebody else that's even younger than when he started.
No,
expect them to be better, and then expect them to be better than him.
The person they want to bring in, usually the best of that person has looked the best of Nani.
Right.
But they don't lock in on that player enough to critique him. So only thing they see is the best of that person. It happens,
right? And it's similar to what we're talking about with Matoma, like how we see Matoma.
Yeah, a lot of people would think Matoma is levels and leagues above our wingers, and actually this year he hasn't been. You know what I mean?
Is Don gone again, man? Okay, everyone.
Bro, I keep hearing
getting
the
nice
same
and close
names,
on that mic, man. That camera, getting close.
I keep hearing the same names, right? I keep hearing Mbomo. I keep hearing Semenyo. I keep hearing, Matoma. All these players, right, that everyone's telling me are miles better than Noni. But what I want to ask you is, Callum Hudson-Odoi is my favorite one, 4 league goals this year.
Oh, wow, yeah, they got to miss me with that.
4 league goals this year. And they're telling me Elanga and Hudson-Odoi bang at Nottingham Forest, but Noni won't. All that space in transition. In transition. You don't think this guy would shine? Like, I just think
that's what I'm saying, and this is why I'm wary about who we want to buy as far as wingers go. Like, it's about what style of football are they playing? Like, Counter-attacking football is what most of the players that we have right now will excel at. We don't
Will
play
excel.
counter-attack.
Thank you, Couch.
We
Oh
don't play
my
that way.
gosh.
Yep.
But
Yep.
and not only that, Couch. I keep this is the part that bothers me the most. I keep saying to people, could you imagine if Sancho and Neto had Asherman at the 9 instead of Jackson?
Mhm.
Somebody who's actually a threat to put the ball on his forehead. Like, what are we talking about here? We got one way to get Jackson the ball, and that's on the ground. You cannot put the ball in the air.
And he usually only thrives when we're playing with when the other team's playing with a high line, so he can use his pace to get in behind. You know, like he's not capable of carving out space in the box and finishing. He's just not that.
I do like the irony. I think there's beautiful irony, and I don't care what anyone says in the chat. This is my own opinion. I do think if Noni, if we're having this discussion and Noni was at another club, I think people would be bringing his name up.
That is the point here. That is the point here.
Noni was playing for Forest.
Let me add to that.
Noni was playing for Forest in that counter-attacking people. His ability to shoot, cut in on that left foot with all that space. People would be like, "Yeah, we need that guy. He's 23. He's English. We need him."
He'd be doing very well at Palace. He'd be doing very well at Palace.
I'm telling you, Jim. If this guy Mudwaki was right now at a lower club doing what he does for Chelsea, right, and they were seeing his goals and that, they'll be like, "Yo, this is who we need to go bring in." You know what I'm saying? I see it with Enzo Fernandez, bro. There's still people out here that hate Enzo, right? If Enzo played for Madrid, doing what he does for us, they'll be like, "Yo, that's what these lot need to go bring in." It's like every time we've got players here that do well for us or are, you know, improving. It's like, "Yo, no, we need better than that. Go get this guy. Go get that guy."
I just saw
Noni was at Bournemouth.
Noni was at Bournemouth for 75 million. Semenyo.
Noni was at
Bournemouth.
Yeah,
anyone would need to pay that money.
Would be doing well at Bournemouth. He'd be doing very well at Bournemouth. Noni would be doing very well at Bournemouth.
Bro, they won't be facing that many goals.
You know Mente at Brighton?
Yeah.
The praise I hear for this kid, he isn't half the player that Noni is.
Yeah, he's not good.
People love him. And people love him.
He's got great movement, though. Great movement, bro. It's his finishing that needs to improve.
There's no movement at Stamford Bridge when there's 2 low blocks.
Exactly, bro. You know what I mean?
Where are you moving to? Like, honestly, like this whole situation. This is why I think Couch is spot on. Who we bring in is more important than the fact that we need to bring someone in. Like,
for sure.
I would be so happy if we bring 3 players in, and more of it would be like, I don't want this player before they jump on me, right? A Marquinhos, someone of that mold, you know, experience, can hold Fofana's and Colwell's hand when needed. He'll play, he'll rotate the other 2, brings that winning mentality. You get me an Osimhen, pay the wages, I don't care. That was always my problem, you know, like, just pay the wages, get that goal scoring striker, and then I want a new goalkeeper. And I genuinely think we've
that's 100% what I'm after right now. Those three needs.
I'm not.
Like, I think our winger situation, as much as it's not elite, I think it would be okay if we got those 3 positions set like the squared off. Goalkeeper, center back, striker. I think we'll have enough. And I'm not talking about just get players. Like get me a striker that can bag. Get me a defender that could seriously command that back line and be a commanding presence back there, not just another name back there. And then get me a keeper. You know, I think if we get those 3 positions 100% spot on, right, we're okay. We're gonna be okay.
I agree.
I don't know why people are even trying to rewrite. Like I know Noni hasn't been that as direct this season in terms of the take-ons and whatnot, bro. But if you go check last season, even when he first came last season, right, he became only the 5th other player in the Prem to average 3+ take-ons, successful take-ons per game, and that was with Doku, Kudus, Sinistera, and Eze, bro. And you know these men are direct. You know what I'm trying to say. So, bro, Noni is direct in it, but for me, this season, he hasn't been as direct.
The old adage is this in life, right? It's in life. It's not just football. You don't know what you've got until it's gone, right? Until it's gone.
I just think that we have to wait on him because,
I agree. People going
struggling with.
He's not.
Yeah, go ahead.
People go, he's not Chelsea level. The problem is, and why I agree, he's not old. He's not old Chelsea level. I do agree. The problem is the way we're set up right now. It's set up for players to come in to try and get to a level. That's what it is. And Noni's one of those players, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, that's how they perceive this model. It's to buy them young, build them up, see if they float and do well. They don't, they go. If they do, then that's beneficial to us. And Noni's in one of those players. Noni's one of those players. I think I've always said at the start of the season, I've always said, Noni, if I was a coach for Noni, I don't care about your assists. If that striker goes out wide, you go in the middle and become the goal scoring option. That's what I want you as my player. I want you as a pure goal scoring winger. I'm not interested in your assists. I'm not interested in your crossing. I want you as basically like a second striker, the way it is. Like
I want him more
people
complete than that. But I think the problem I think the problem that people have with Noni overall is not necessarily his ability. Like, I think he's good on the ball. You know, he can score goals for you, and you know, it's decision making. It's decision making 100% of the time. And for me, you get poor decisions when you work with an immature player. He's just not there yet. The game has not slowed down from him enough to just like, you know, think about what the end product is here. Like, what is the end game here? You know, so for me, it's more just about giving it more time to season, right? Next year should be a season for Noni to really start hitting the ground running and come off, you know, start showing us what he's supposed to be potentially as a footballer.
I agree.
If he doesn't have,
I think he'd do well. I think he'd do well with an out and out number 9. I think he'd do better.
I also think, guys, all of us watch NBA here, right?
Yeah,
all of us. So it won't go over your head, this reference. But you know, when players come into the league, usually the first year they do, like rookies do well, and then the second year they hit a block because there's more of a plan around them.
Sophomore,
and the third year, and then when they get into the playoffs, they learn and develop slowly. I think we just want to skip everything and get to the very end with Noni.
Yeah, because people
I'm not saying Noni, because I'm not saying he's world class. I'm not even saying he's a great player. I just think at the end product of Noni Madueke is 12 league goals, non-penalties in 35 games, 30. And that's not bad when it's a 1-in-3 winger.
Solomon Kalou numbers. That's what he needs to do. He needs to do Solomon Kalou numbers.
Would not be mad at that.
He wasn't world class. He was frustrating as hell. But he popped in with a few goals here and there. Do you know
and he shoots on sight, something we don't have.
Big up Reaper as well. Because this is when people go crazy, right? It says his end product won't improve. Why won't it improve, bro?
Why won't it improve?
Why won't it improve? Why can't he improve his end products, bro? Because a lot of his decision making, a lot of the reasons why you don't see Noni scoring as much goals, right, is because he takes too long to shoot. That's something that he can just switch straight away, bro. If Maresca's telling him, yo, shoot quicker when you see a space, like go back and watch the goal he scored against Forest, yeah? That was him not hesitating, bro. He just cut in, he just bended it around the goalkeeper. Go look at the goals. Go look at the goals he scored last season as well, bro. They were class. Class, bro.
He's also just Reeps put in how is number 9 going to improve his decision making? Well, if he trusts the number 9 to be in that position and he can get the ball to him, that improves his confidence and his decision making gets better. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Now he's second guessing himself because sometimes there's no one in the box, or he doesn't trust fully Jackson's going to get there, or be able to pull off a shot, or Palmer's not there, or something like that. Or if he's got a number 9 that's in the box, see it, Alex.
In a bit, my bro.
Thanks for having me on, man.
We'll get you on again.
Yeah, man.
If a number 9 is in the box and he knows he's going to win the ball, he's going to get on there and run off him, collect the ball, a knock on or something like that. That improves his decision making. Do you think Lampard would have scored all those goals without Didier Drogba? Fucking hell, no, he wouldn't have scored all those goals without Didier Drogba. Are you mad? Didier Drogba was not the best striker in the world. He will never be one of the best strikers in the world, but he will be. He is a unique type of striker. No one like him during his time. He was the best at it. He was, when I say, sorry, he's not the most, let me take that back. He's not the most free scoring striker, but he's he's the best of his kind ever to play in the Premier League. The very best of his kind. Okay.
He was the kind of guy that now.
I wish we had him now. He'd eat these defenders for lunch. He'd eat these defenders for lunch. But he worked. One game when I tell you how important Drogba was, and this was in the first season, quarterfinal first leg against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. We just hoofed the ball up to him under Mourinho. We hoofed the ball up to him. He won nearly enough every single header against the tall Bayern Munich defenders. Okay, that's how. And while he was doing that, he breathed confidence into his players. He breathed confidence into Lampard, Robin, Duff.
It just gives you another way to play, though, right? Too, right? Like if he can bring down those aerials every time, like you're not just a one-dimensional team anymore. Like he can bring the ball down, you can build up from the back. Yeah. For me, Drogba to me was a guy that you always had to take account for when he's on the pitch, like when he's in the box. So when you use the Noni description, like Noni basically gets crowded out a lot of the time because we don't have a
Yeah.
real anybody in the box that's physical
No one
enough
in
to
there.
carve out space for himself.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like attracting the attention of the defenders. You know, when you get that central figure, that striker that people have to take, they have to be accountable for. It's a different thing for those wingers, man. It's a different game. You know, like it
Exactly.
opens up
That's
so
why you
many
got
different more aspects of their game.
100%, bro. And that's why for me, I'm like looking at some of these players like Sancho, Neto, Madueke. Bro, we've only really seen like 70% of what they can do. There's still so much more that they can get to, right? In terms of their crossing, for example. Like when you look at Neto, he's looking in the box to cross it. There's no one there really with box presence. You've got Madueke. This season he's actually put in some very dangerous balls on his left foot as well, right? That have actually ended up being like going in. I'm saying. So for me, it's one of them ones where it's like when I'm looking at the player that first came to Chelsea and the player that he is now, you can clearly see he's improving, right? And like LFC Monster says, we had Olise there, we let him go. Listen, we didn't get Champions League football. Bayern Munich came in and gazumped us. It is what it is. This is why it's important we get Champions League football this time round. And you're right, bro. He would be a bench player at best if we signed Olise. Everyone can agree on this. We all said this in the summer. We're bringing Olise. Noni, no doubt, bro. I don't mind. I think most people, most Chelsea fans, even Reaper, probably wouldn't mind Noni as a bench player, right? But when you're starting him every game and you're struggling to get over how frustrating he is, that's when you start having an agenda. Like, get him the fuck out, get him the fuck out. But what you need to realize is that he is a squad player at best. But we're having to play him there because there's no one better than him on the right. Let's be real.
No one's taken up. You know, no one's having a good season there. Do you know what I mean? Or else we'd have that. Do you know what I mean? No one's having like a. The reason he didn't start on the right all like last season was because Palmer was on the right balling out. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we don't have that this season. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole point. It's like, but I'm just saying, players, other great players make others better. We had it with Drogba. We had it with even Diego Costa. Even for those 2 out of 3 seasons, he was there with Pedro, Willian, and Hazard, and linking up with Fabregas and stuff like that. And you know, you just have to have that type of presence. And like I said, that's what the way the team looks now, and it's built for an in the box striker who bullies defenders, a physical presence, and not someone who keeps dropping out and collecting the ball like a Harry Kane or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's
yeah. Someone else is going to be a target, man. That's why I was really excited to see Gil, bro. I really wanted to see him because he gives you that presence, you know. Big up TGP. It says, how do you guys feel about signing a striker and moving Jackson left in with no good options? We prefer an out left winger. Athletic said Delap, Sesko, Etikite, Openda, and David or potential targets. What do you think of that, Jen? Openda, he's not the box presence that we need. But I like Openda, but again, he ain't gonna give you the height really. He's not gonna be. I don't think he's great in the air like that. You know, he's more of a, you know, like a Jackson sort of type. He's very quick though, very quick, and he knows how to finish as well. To be fair to him. People
aren't gonna like this, and I never understand the criticism he gets. But I think Jonathan David is very underrated, underappreciated. No, not as a number 1 striker, but as an option.
Yeah, as an option. I mean, depending on what you get him for. Like, I obviously I watch him.
I'm not to lead the line,
closely, right?
Not to lead the line. He's
a guy he'll score goals. There's no question about it. He'll score goals.
He'll score goals.
He's not necessarily the kind of strike. He's not a complete striker, right? So he's not a guy who's going to win aerial duels for you. You know, he's not going to do that.
I know this is all. I don't care what anyone says. This is Delap's our number 1 target. I don't care what anyone says. We all know Delap's our number 1 target.
I think it's a bit of a smokescreen, bro. I think for me personally, I think we're probably going to try to sign 2 strikers, including him.
If you get me Osherman, I don't care who the second striker is you buy. I don't care. I really don't care. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you get me Osherman, then that's the box present striker I need. I don't all this. Oh, but he misses so many chances. I don't care. Like against Spurs, he missed like 6 chances, but he bagged 2. I don't care. I want that in my striker. I want that in the striker. Of course, I'd want a striker at 100% rate, but there's no striker in the world. Even Haaland's like just under 30, something like. He's not hitting everything. Do you know what I mean? I just want someone there who we have a threat. Do you know what I mean? We have a threat where we could go, oh, we're under the cosh for like 10 minutes. I'm just going to hoof the ball up to Osherman and we go score 1-0 or 2-0 or something like that. It takes the pressure off. That's what I want. You know, we don't have the option, like you said. We're playing Neto up front, or we got the guys on the wing and they look up. No one's there.
No one's there.
No. It frustrates me that when we start crossing, but no one's there. Like I think it was against Brighton.
Yeah,
One of those games. We just started crossing. Why? No one's in
there.
the box. No one's
Exactly,
oh, we're waiting for Cucurella. It was like, what are we doing here? Why are we crossing for Cucurella? He's not even tall. He's not even tall enough. It's madness. The way we did. Oh, you know what? We even had it. Giroud even when he used to play for us, even gave us that presence. Yeah, I mean, he just he didn't play a lot, but he had that presence. We've always been for the past 25 years. We've always been built, no matter the formation. Our side suits a big striker. A big it's always suited a big physical striker. Always.
Yeah. 100%. It's in our DNA, bro. It's in our DNA, man. Jim, do you want to add anything else before we wrap up, bro?
Nah.
Jimmy, man, what's going on today, man? What's going on today?
I thought you had something going on in it. You had doctors, I swear.
Yeah, I had a fucking CT scan to do, and then I'm sitting here getting the results and all types of shit. I got a lot of shit, but I ain't want to flake out. I had to make sure I was here.
Nah, man, you're good, man. You're good, bro. You're good, man.
Bro.
I didn't read the chat, man. Sorry if I felt like I was being inconsiderate, but I just figured because I haven't heard from you today.
Oh no! I didn't even see it. No, I didn't see it that way. No, not at all.
But listen, people, man, we're going to round it up. Obviously, we've got some football on today. I know we didn't really speak much about the whole Chelsea pre-tax stuff and whatnot. I'm going to go live again on Thursday anyway. We'll dive into that in more detail and just a few of the links right now. I'm seeing a lot of people stressing out. Even Andrew just said, I think Delap's our main target. Bro, you're forgetting last summer, Andrew, we had no rumors about Neto, All of a sudden, we just get here we go. About Neto, and everyone was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" We didn't see a single thing.
That's very true. That's very true. I'm just waiting.
If we
all our deals done before the Club World Cup, right? That's what I'm reading and stuff.
I'll be so deflated if we get the lap to lead our line.
If it's just a lap, I will agree with you. If it's just a lap, I'll be like.
I think the striker choice, we have to get the striker who fits the profile. And like right now, the lap is not playing like possession-based football, carve out space in the box, like low block, with a little bit. He's playing on the counter for the most part. He's playing on the counter. That's where you see him running at defenses like three guys versus him. So I need to see somebody. I don't want to have to guess about what this guy's going to look like in the lineup. Get me somebody that is already playing the style of football we're playing and bring him into the side. Obviously he's got to bag goals. So that's kind of where I sit with the whole striker situation. I don't want to be guessing about what this is going to look like. I want to know what it's going to look like before.
100%, bro. 100%, man. But listen, everyone, people, make sure that you're subscribing to Winter Surfer. Make sure that you're subscribing to Couch as well, subscribing to Jimmy. Have any of you guys got any content coming up you want to tell the people?
Nah.
Oh, yeah. I think I got to get back on it now. I'm going to do this Spurs review, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I think there's a Casual FC. Marshall's doing a preview of Jacob, the Spurs fan, tonight. So I think it's about 10:15. But turn your notifications on and you'll know half an hour before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Make sure people, like that. Sure. And what we said, we'll predict the W for Thursday then, yeah?
Of course. This is Spurs.
I got to see the lineup.
This is Spurs. I don't care about the lineup. This is Spurs, man. This is a dub.
Well, we need to.
The natural thing with Spurs. I just expect to win.
No, 100, bro. I hear it, man. But listen, I hope you man are right because I'm not feeling confident in this team right now. In a bit, people. Naj, happy birthday, my bro. Love.